Alright, guys, I'm back with another chapter in 1 Samuel. We're in 1 Samuel chapter 9, where the header reads Saul meets Samuel, and we'll go ahead and get right into it. There was a wealthy, influential man named Kish from the tribe of Benjamin. He was the son of Abiel, son of Zeror, son of Bechorath, son of Aphiah of the tribe of Benjamin. His son Saul was the most handsome man in Israel, head and shoulders taller than anyone else in the land. One day Kish's donkeys strayed away, and he told Saul, "Take a servant with you and go look for the donkeys." So Saul took one of the servants and traveled through the hill country of Ephraim, the land of Shalishah and Shalim area, and the entire land of Benjamin, but they couldn't find the donkeys anywhere. Finally they entered the region of Zuph, and Saul said to his servant, "Let's go home. By now my father will be more worried about us than about the donkeys." But the servant said, "I've just thought of something. There's a man of God who lives here in this town. He is held in high honor by all the people because everything he says comes true. Let's go find him. Perhaps he can tell us which way to go." "But we don't have anything to offer him," Saul replied. "Even our food is gone, and we don't have anything to give him." "Well," the servant said, "I have one small silver piece. We can at least offer it to the man of God and see what happens." In those days, if people wanted a message from God, they would say, "Let's go and ask the seer," for prophets used to be called seers. "All right," Saul agreed. "Let's try it." So they started into the town. Where the man of God lived. As they were climbing the hill to the town, they met some young women coming out to draw water. So Saul and his servant asked, "Is the seer here today?" "Yes," they replied. "Stay right on this road. He is at the town gates. He has just arrived to take part in a public sacrifice up at the place of worship. Hurry and catch him before he goes up there to eat. The guests won't begin eating until he arrives to bless the food." So they entered the town, and as they passed through the gates, Samuel was coming out toward them to go up to the place of worship. Now the Lord had told Samuel the previous day, "About this time tomorrow I will send you a man from the land of Benjamin. Anoint him to be the leader of my people, Israel. He will rescue them from the Philistines, for I have looked down on my people in mercy and have heard their cry." When Samuel saw Saul, that's a tongue twister. When Samuel saw Saul, the Lord said, "That's the man I told you about. He will rule my people." Just then Saul approached Samuel at the gateway and asked, "Can you please tell me where the seer's house is?" "I am the seer," Samuel replied. "Go up to the place of worship ahead of me. We will eat there together, and in the morning I'll tell you what you want to know and send you on your way. And don't worry about those donkeys that were lost 3 days ago, for they have been found. And I'm here to tell you that you and your family are the focus of all Israel's hopes." Saul replied, "But I'm only from the tribe of Benjamin, the smallest tribe in Israel, and my family is the least important of all the families of that tribe. Why are you talking like this to me?" Then Samuel brought Saul and his servant into the hill and placed them at the head of the table, honoring them above the 30 special guests. Samuel then instructed the cook to bring Saul the finest cut of meat, the piece that had been set aside for the guest of honor. So the cook brought in the meat and placed it before Saul. "Go ahead and eat it," Saul said. "I was saving it for you even before I invited these others." So Saul ate with Samuel that day. When they came down from the place of worship and returned to town, Samuel took Saul up to the roof of the house and prepared a bed for him there. At daybreak the next morning, Samuel called to Saul, "Get up, it's time you were on your way." So Saul got ready, and he and Samuel left the house together. When they reached the edge of the town, Samuel told Saul to send his servant on ahead. After the servant was gone, Samuel said, "Stay here, for I have received a special message for God. I have received a special message for you from God." And now that is the end of 1 Samuel chapter 9. And so one thing that I really appreciate about this chapter is Saul's recognition of his own self-worth, how he saw himself. And it's hard not to feel like that, especially when you feel called by God. Obviously, that he doesn't know the intentions, but I think the closer you get to God and you see how He works in your life for you and with you, and how He plans to use you, when He sends certain people, and maybe when He sends anybody, that reflection of God, why would you use me? I'm the least of these people. I'm the least of your people. I'm confused. I don't come from a wealthy family, or I'm not the smartest. I'm not the strongest. I'm not the most handsome. I'm not the fastest. Now, they said already, I guess so, this isn't the greatest example, but Saul was already recognized as one of the most handsome and one of the tallest men of everybody. But he recognized that he came from a family that didn't have, a lot of affluence. And still, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to God. He came from the least of the tribes of Benjamin to rule the entire nation. I think that's just how God uses us. And again, it's not for our glory, it's for His. Say, what a great example. It doesn't matter who I pick. And just to show you, you think the tribe of Benjamin is the least of the tribes of Israel. Okay, I pick one of them then. If only to show His greatness. And obviously that's not the only reason, but that's clearly one of the functions, just to say, okay, hey, no, these pieces of bread and fish, this can't feed the multitudes of 5,000. Sure it can. It's more than enough if I'm in control. That's said about things, that's said about people, anywhere, anything. If God puts His hand on it, it multiplies and just unravels at the seams. Nothing can contain it. Not even heaven can contain God. He's just too big. And that's why we're not allowed to have anything else in us. We can't have any idols. And it's not because God is, and it does say that He's a jealous God, but it's not because of, it's not just because of jealousy. It's not just because He's that way. He's too big to share space with anything else. He just is. And so He recognizes us, that in us, we're so finite. The only way we could have a piece of His infinite, I'm not sure the word, the form of that word I'm thinking of, but no, because I want to say infancy, but that's not infancy. I'm thinking His infinite presence. He can't fit that and share space in this body. It has to just be Him. And so I like that. And I like that reflection, that self-reflection from Saul. Say, I don't understand. I'm not anybody. And so I appreciate that. And so on that note, have a good night. God bless. I love you. Jesus loves you. And I'll be back for chapter 10 tomorrow of 1 Samuel, where the header reads, Samuel anoints Saul as king. So have a good night and God bless, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.